Now, on to other stories. The Mandela Park backyarders are up in arms against what they call the land occupation currently underway in Khayelitsha. The backyarders living in Khayelitsha have occupied the unused land in the area until recently. They're out on the streets today to defend their homes against the land invasion team, which came to abolish or rather demolish their illegal structures today. And police fired rubber bullets in a bid to stall the land invasion. And the backyarders say the government has failed to realize its promise to construct houses for them living in these wards. And joining us live from the scene is ANN7 reporter Nasipi Same. Good day to you, Nasipi. Just briefly tell us the atmosphere at the moment and what's going on. What are the gripes that locals have shared with you?
As you mentioned earlier on, Cindy, it is backyard dwellers from Mandela Park who have decided to occupy three pieces of land around Khayelitsha. They started occupying the pieces of land on Friday, and this is the third day. We do know that members of the Western Cape BLF was here yesterday speaking to the community who have occupied these pieces of lands, and we do know that they are in talks with the BLF. However, they are also saying that government has really taken a slow step in providing houses for them. But at the moment, it is still very quiet where we're standing. Not too long ago, we saw the street, we saw people rather moving to the streets and taking their protest to the street and blocking off the road and burning bushes there. But they have moved to the other side of where they were occupying. And we do know that earlier on this morning, we saw three trucks moving from one piece of land where people had occupied, where they're demolished. But here on this piece of land where we're standing, not too far from, people rather gathered around the last remaining structure that the land invasion team, together with law enforcement, were demolishing, and they tried to protect that structure so that it doesn't get demolished. However, they did say that they are not going back. They will not be retreating. The community will not be retreating. They will be coming back. And immediately after there was a scuffle between law enforcement and the land invasion team, they came back and they put up their structure. And we do know that the law enforcement agents, the law enforcement and the land invasion team retreated and said that they will not be coming back, as they saw that the community was united and might be throwing, possibility that the community be throwing stones at law enforcement. But at the moment, they have moved to the other side and they've blocked off the roads there. They're carrying on with their protest, and they're saying that they're demanding houses and that government must intervene. And they're also calling for the national government to intervene on the housing issue and the land issue that is happening in the Western Cape.
All right, if you just were to give us a profile, a description of what a backyard dweller is this somebody, a tenant who occupies space on a landlord's property, or are these essentially informal settlements still grappling with the issue of land?
Well, a backyard dweller, Cindy, is just somebody who's basically at the back or renting out on some afford to rent at these places, and they've been requesting for houses. However, nothing has happened in the past few years. Not too long ago, a few months ago, we spoke to Seskona People's Rights Movement leader, Andile Lili, and he said that he has also been in communication with the city of Cape Town on this issue of housing and the land issue. And he said that the reason that came from the city of Cape Town was that they were saying there were a lot of people migrating from the Eastern Cape and coming to the Western Cape. Hence, we have so many backyard dwellers in the Western Cape. However, now the question is, what is the city actually doing, knowing that they do know, or they are aware of what the problem is of these backyard dwellers moving into the Western Cape each year? Nothing has been done, and now they are actually standing up for themselves, these backyard dwellers, saying that they cannot carry on paying while they're living on other people's property. They are demanding housing houses and are saying that rightfully so, the city of Cape Town should avail these houses for them, as there are pieces of land in Khayelitsha and other places in the Western Cape that have not been built on. So they are requesting that the government does something about it and build on these pieces of lands, whereas they are still living in people's backyards.
Enkosi kakhulu Nasiphi Same for that report. That's ANN7 reporter Nasiphi Same, live from Khayelitsha, where land invasion or backyard dwellers, as they refer to, are in clashes with law enforcement, demanding houses, saying that the government has let them down in terms of providing that basic amenity. We will take a quick ad.